Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just want to get another quick video in before the start of the round. Just talking a little bit around when you should cash out some of your players who say are non-playing or someone that's only going to play for 1 week. Like there's a little bit of talk, myself included, of bringing in Hines this week, for example. So I just want to have a little bit of a chat about that, and then a little bit about some of the trade-in targets for the week. So when you're trying to work out if you're going to cash out or not, trades comes into play. So if I'm sitting at 6, a lot of people will be somewhere between 4 and 8. You want to be looking at your team value as well. So 13.4, that's where I'm at currently. From what I'm gathering, to get a gun 17 on the park, you're wanting to be somewhere between 13.8 and 14 million. So if you're looking at my team right now, you can say Fodawaker is a borderline gun, averaging close to 50, but just having a bad few weeks. Everyone else in that starting side would be a gun, except for Hamiso. Obviously, Best is injured, but we'll leave that out. And Crichton is borderline as well. So say 12 in there, 13 Isaiah Yeo, 14 Grant, 15 Papinals, and 16 Crichton. So for me to get one more gun, I would have to trade out, let's say, someone like Jerome Luai. I could use his money and some money from Randall. There's a little bit there, but not enough. So I'm needing a little bit more from a few guys over the next couple of weeks to be able to get close to a gun 17, or something that you'd expect to be scoring pretty well for the back end of the season. So with 8 rounds left, do have a few weeks to allow that. The other thing to think of at this time is getting guns in as quick as you can will net you more points over the long run. So if you get someone in now and they're scoring 20 points above the person you've replaced them with, over the next 2 rounds, it's an extra 40 points rather than waiting the 2 weeks. Obviously, you don't want to bring in a guy that's just a bit of a borderline if you can wait a week or two and bring in a Tedesco, for example. But that's just something to think about. Also thinking about the amount of trades you got left. As I said at the start, if bringing in a cash out now then leaves you with 3 non-playing in your emergencies, that's a bit of a scary proposition. Obviously, this week's a bit different, but I'm talking about going forward. If you've got 3 guys that are 220, 210, 212, whatever the lowest is. So if you've got like a Kai O'Donnell, if you bring in a Hines this week, and you have a Willie Army, for example, that leaves you with only 1 person to come in for injuries. So just think about that when you're making up your squad. Let's talk about a few of the trading targets. I've had a few questions about Jazz. Tavanga again. So looks like 50 minutes is going to be his bag. If Jazz is playing 80 minutes, he's a definite keeper. You definitely bring him in. He's just got such a good PPM. 42 tackles in 50 minutes and making good meters 170. So you can see that he changes based on how much possession they've got. He made a bunch more tackles the week before with a few less meters gained, but does score really well if he gets the time. But if 50 minutes is the amount he's going to get, then for me, he's a borderline. There's other guys you can pick up that are going to be great keepers for the rest of the season. But at his price of 687 and at dual position, he's definitely someone you could bring in if you're needing someone just a little bit cheaper. You might be able to get Jazz, which allows you to bring in a Tedesco or someone really good in another position. Just think about that. If that works for you, then you can bring him in. We also have Bateman. So we allowed him to have a week. And he got 59. There's obviously a try assist in there. But this is the way he's always played. 150, 160 metres. The 30 tackles. The try assist in there. He scores a few tries himself with a few tackle busts and offloads. So he's very much an attacking player who also gets through the hard yards there. But at 853, if you're looking at between him and Jazz, I'd definitely say, you can save 200k almost, and then use that 200k to bring in someone better in another position, and they're not going to score too dissimilarly. Like, yes, he gets the extra 30 minutes, but Jazz is in the middle of the field and will score similar over the long run. It might be, my guess is about between 5 and 10 points less than Bateman he'll score, but is that 200k going to net you a better player elsewhere? That's just something to think about. Quick one on Hines, someone I'm thinking about bringing in this week as a cash out option. which allows me to improve my squad in another way. Don't bring in a cash out option if it doesn't net you a better trade for your second trade. Okay, don't just do it for the sake of it. Don't trade Randall to Hines or one of your 300k guys to the 212 just for the sake of it. It has to help you bring in another good player for your other trade. So 13 tackles, 28 meters. He needs 27 meters, so not 27 minutes. So nothing special. He obviously didn't play fullback, so he's going to play a different position this week, and he should get the 80. And hopefully, my goal with him is just that he scores 30 to 40 in his first game. That'd be nice, and then he doesn't play again. And then I've got him as a bit of a backup if Pappenhausen doesn't play again. So that's just something to think about for someone like Hines. A lot of people are bringing in Starling as well. Again, just scoring really well. If he's going to have somewhere between 40 and 50, then he's awesome. 46 tackles in his 55 minutes is awesome. He's done really good. For those people that brought him in, I'm pretty cut that I brought in Randall over Starling, but just another one of those things that you're going to have to live with. But that's how it is with Starling. And then a few of the other guys, a few people talking about Hetherington. Did happen to play 80 on the weekend for 48 with the big line break too. So if he didn't play 80, I doubt that's going to happen regularly. So I wouldn't be thinking about him too much. We got Sirinen. Whoops. I already got Sirinen in my squad. But been scoring well. And hopefully he gets to actually play a fair bit of time in the second row this week. And just one more will be Sam McIntyre at 333. So he's got the second row spot locked down. He did score a try. He's got 2 tries, which is really good for him. He's played 47 minutes to get 61 points, which is really good. So I'm happy with his score. It's just how long is he going to get that spot for? Look, Garner might just be out for a week or two. It's the Tigers. They're changing their team a lot. So just something to think about with those guys there. But second row forward and centre, he provides some nice cover. And he's played every game but round 9 since, so you'd expect him to be at least in the side in some capacity for the foreseeable future. So he's not a bad person to bring in, but a 333 is just not that. Like, are you going to try and bring him in to get him to gain 200k and sell him again, or is he now a cash out that's playing a few games? That's what you got to think of. That extra 120k that you can save on someone like Hines this week, I think is very valuable, but again, it has to be bringing in someone really good in your second trade to make it worthwhile going to a complete cash out. Whereas at least McIntyre's going to play multiple games, and he has a nice second row forward centre dual position. So there you go, guys. That's my thoughts on this week. Just a last little video. Good luck with all your trades, and hopefully you've got 17 on the park this week and can score well and not lose too many ranks. But I know a lot of people in the same situation. If you're enjoying the videos, guys, please subscribe, hit that like button, and get in the comments section. Really helps out the channel. I'm enjoying putting out these videos, and as I said, good luck this week. I'll catch you in the next one.